Hello, London. Commiserations for today, but I'm sure knowing that at least you guys will get a second opportunity in the coming match must be a bit more comforting. What would you say went wrong for you guys this time around, having to chase that score?
I think it starts off with our bowling. I think we were a touch flat coming into the game. Probably a bit of nerves, probably a bit of adrenaline and all those things as well. So I think we could have been a bit better to start, and perhaps that last 2 overs as well. Travelled a little bit as well. So those are two areas I'm sure the guys will be looking at. But again, luckily we have another opportunity because we've played such good cricket over the past, month, if I can say that. And now it's hopefully coming down to Thursday and then hopefully Saturday again.
Was there anything different from when you guys played here a few days ago when you played Sunrisers from today in terms of conditions of the pitch?
Well, it is a night game, so things do tend to speed up a little bit under lights. Did find that the wicket started to get a little bit quicker as well. But yet there was still a bit of turn as well, so a little bit strange in that way. But they bowled well. They hit good lengths. They good. You could feel the intensity of the team as well. So conditions definitely changed from when we bowled to when they bowled. But they played good cricket today. So hats off to them.
And then just the last one from my side. I'm sure you guys will probably get this question going forward into the tournament, regardless of how far you go. But the absence of Joe Root surely must be felt with all the runs that he put up before he had to go. Mitch Lowen has been put into that spot, but he hasn't clicked on yet as at this point in the tournament thus far. What are those discussions, and does that do anything in terms of the confidence of the team overall, knowing that that guy who had all those runs is not here anymore?
Obviously, Joe Root is a huge player for us. The numbers speak for itself. I mean, what a prolific player he is. But obviously, we have a good replacement in Mitch. Obviously, just adjusting to South African conditions still, but he's an amazing player. We saw what he did in Australia, a couple of hundreds there, and we know he's got that about him. So it's only a matter of time.
So what was you thinking when you put MI into bat? Was the target set in mind, or?
I'm not part of those discussions necessarily, but I know we have been chasing very well, generally speaking, at night. Obviously, the lights. Generally, when you play around the country, the lights definitely sort of flatten out the conditions a little bit. But obviously tonight was a bit of a different story. We were chasing a big score as well, so sometimes you tend to force shots once or twice. But yeah, nothing too negative from our side. We still played good cricket over the last few weeks, so we're pretty confident. We're pretty happy with where we are. The team is still in a good space, so yeah.
To follow up on that one, what do you think would have been a good target?
Probably 170, 180 was probably, I'd say even 165, 170 would have been par. We would have been happy chasing 170, 165, 170, and we ended up getting to 160 with a tough start. So anything, even 180, I assume we probably would have been happy. So yeah, just a couple overs here and there. T20, such small margins, such little mistake here, little mistake there can cost you quite dearly.
I just want to ask you about that previous catch, which was eventually ruled a no ball. Your opinion on that was a bit of discussion after that delivery, and do you think that particular instance or that is where the game pretty much changed and Mumbai really took the momentum away? Am I in a way, do you feel that your opinion about that decision as well as what happens?
You're talking about the one with Dewald?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is obviously tight, but that's the match officials. They have to make the decisions. Could have gone either way. We did feel like that he was in a bent position, and the shot was out in front of him as well, so potentially, if that ball carried on going and it was in line with his body, it perhaps could have been a touch lower than it, but it was a touch and go, and on another day that's given and everything changes from there. But again, I think we could have still been better in certain situations of the game.
Obviously, not a very nice thing when you can the attack for something like that. sweaty out there tonight, or what did you
To be honest, I just misexecuted in those two deliveries. Such fine margins as well. Felt really confident after my first over as well, and I just wanted to sort of hit a Yorker, and I just didn't want to miss on the short side, and I sort of just placed the ball a little bit, and yeah, just small moments, small margins, and I just misexecuted, to be honest.
You guys have obviously relied a lot on spin overall in your attack, and that's worked for you particularly well at the moment. So has it been difficult for you, sort of at times, not getting involved in a situation like this, when there aren't a lot of exertions for you?
Personally, definitely it can be quite tricky. You know, I've been sort of asked to bowl at weird times of the game as well. You know, sometimes it's been the 16th over, sometimes it's been the 12th. You know, today, two in batters as well. Obviously bowling to Rassie and Rickleton. Quite tricky in that moment as well, but I'm glad to have broken that momentum, and from there on in, actually we sort of strangled them a little bit, and we just let our foot off the gas a little bit sort of in the last two overs.
And from here, you've obviously had a couple of big defeats. So how do you then get together as a team? What are the things that you guys are going to be looking at, knowing that you've got that game in Pretoria?
Pretoria is a special place to me. Obviously, I play most of my cricket there as well. So, you know, a few of us know the conditions. One of our coaching staff also is actually the head coach of the Titans, which is that stadium. So we'll definitely come together, see what we can find about night games, and, you know, definitely try and favour towards those decisions we do make, whether it's an extra seamer, extra spinner, whatever we do look to do. I think what is important for us to start off well, and bring the intensity. I think we're a type of team that when we have brought our intensity, we've done really well.
Thanks, Stacey.